Hey folks, welcome to my channel. My name is Camilla, and today I want to tell you guys an old story which might actually did happen straight from the street of Beijing in 1995. What happened on the bus number 330 has still let people talk about and terrify until today, until this day. So let's set the scene. It was the mid-90s in Beijing, at the time when Chinese economy was going through a developing stage, and most people, when they need to go out, they relying on public transportation. So on this one particular night, the last bus of the day, which is, I mentioned in the beginning, number 330 was making its last route. And because it's the last bus of the day, so there were only like a few passengers and the streets were very quiet. The driver and the conductor were chatting to make the time pass faster. So around midnight, this bus left this one terminal called Yuanmingyuan Station, and suddenly, out of nowhere, there was this three human-figured people. They dressed in Asian Chinese robe, like what people wear in the Qing dynasty, and they suddenly just appear on the side of the road, and they were waving their hands, trying to get on the bus. Despite the very strange appearance of these three people, but the driver finally decided to stop the bus and let them on, because maybe he was thinking it's very late at night and it was like the human thing to do. But I gotta tell you guys, it's also because of this move and it causing all their tragic lives and leaving this mysterious story for all of us today. So when these three passengers slowly walked on the bus and they took their seats at the back of the bus, and everyone noticed that they look very sick and pale, and they did not say anything during the entire time. And also almost immediately, everyone can feel the chill wind like fill the air, and the atmosphere grew much colder. So all the passengers started to feel nervous because they were sensing like something was strange, something was off. So the conductor was very kindly to try to light up the mood and by calming everyone down. But there was this old lady on the bus, never let her guard down. And she constantly like looking back to check on those three strange people. So far, nothing happened. The bus kept driving and everyone was very quiet. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, this old lady suddenly just snapped. And she got off of her seat, accusing a young man sitting next to her of stealing her wallet, which also causing a very chaotic scenes. And the young man, of course, he's very firmly like denied the acquisition. But the old lady was very like insisted and demanding they need to get off at the next stop. They need to go to a police station to try to solve the problem. And the young man wanted to clear his name, so he also agreed. Finally, they both got off of the bus and leaving those three strange passengers. So when they got off the bus, this young guy was still like shouting and yelling to this old lady saying that let's go to the police station. But this old lady just like silently stood there and watching the bus like slowly drove away. Then she finally turns her head. She was like shaking, and she finally says with a very trembling voice to this young man that, "Son, could you just stop yelling because I just saved your life? Do you know what those three people were? I don't know exactly what they are, but I can promise you that they are nothing but human." So this young guy was like totally shocked, and he's staring at her like, are you crazy or something? But this old lady goes on. You know, from the moment they got on the bus, I knew that something was off. So I kept like sneaking back and check on them. Then when the wind blew in the window and lift up their rope, I saw there was nothing underneath their rope, like no legs whatsoever. If we had stayed on the bus, we'll be dead by now. Do you understand what I'm talking about, son? And when the young man heard this, he also like starts trembling, breaking out in cold sweats because he's also like so scared. And after a while, he thanks this old lady, and they both go their separate ways to go home. And they silently agreeing to never speak about what happened just now on that bus. So here comes the next day. The police station received a call that the bus was reported missing, so they start the investigation. And after an extensive search, 3 days, the police finally found this bus 330 at a lake, which is far away from its usual route. And inside the bus, they discovered 5 bodies, including the driver and the conductor. And you guys can probably guess the other 3 belongs to those 3 mysterious passengers. And according to the autopsy, those 3 passengers, they were already dead for 1 month. But this is still not the most bizarre thing, is that the police found there's gasoline near the bus on the floor everywhere. So the police finally decided to check the fuel tank. But instead of real gasoline, they found the blood-like substance in the fuel tank. So how did the police finally solve the case? We have no idea. Because although the story is very famous, I heard this when I was still a little kid, but it was never really actually being reported or clarified by any medias or press. I still got this one question for you. Do you guys think what caused this accident? It's because the bus itself, or it's because those 3 mysterious passengers? Please let me know your thoughts. And okay, so this is the end about the bus 330. I hope you guys like it, and see you next time with another story. Bye!